Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Best People We Know radio show. This is where you'll meet experts and celebrities who share their success secrets with you to help you be your most successful best too. Your host, Deb Scott, is a certified professional coach at Discover the Amazing You Coaching and author of the award-winning motivational book, The Sky is Green and the Grass is Blue, turning your upside-down world right side up. The Best People We Know radio show brings you powerful resources, effective ideas, and transformational tools you can use to educate, inspire, and motivate you to be your most purposeful, peaceful, happy best. So get ready to experience mind vitamins to feed your whole soul. Good change is about to happen. The Best People We Know radio show. Here's your host, Deb Scott.
Well, good morning to all the best people I know out there, and if you're like me, you're very excited about this warm weather, spring, summer, it's all here. And today's guest is going to help us look our absolute best because she is a master stylist. She is working with the celebs, and she's going to give us the inside scoop today. Hair trend colors, cuts, and styles, and so much more. Sandi Arensman is with us, so I'm very excited about that. I also want to remind you that you can find out more about Sandi, and hey, you can even see her in person and get a consult. So just go to her webpage, Sandi Arensman, Arensman, SandiArensman.com, and you'll find out all about her. You'll see her smiling face there. And we can't cover it all in 30 or 40 minutes, people. We never can, but go to the website. You got to do that. And speaking of website, go to mine, debscott.com, debscott.com. Get a listing of all of our great guests for the Best People We Know show, and you can get a free copy of my Mind Vitamin Minutes ebook there right at the front. And the pink and green click button. You can follow us here on our Blog Talk show page by clicking the blue button on the left. And we have all exciting news that you can use. So we'll talk about Sandi, and then I'll tell you about Authentic Leadership Day, which is coming up. Project Forgive is sponsoring that on May 20th, so you can sign up for that. Wow, just got so much to do. Well, Sandi is a master hair colorist, stylist, and makeup artist. She's been spanning 3 glorious decades. Her work exceeds that of the chair and corporate level, with world-renowned talent touching an international audience through publications worldwide. Yes, she is a who's who in America hairstylist winner. Sandi's impressive resume includes Master Color Specialist, Editorial Stylist, technical trainers, and she's worked with some amazing names. I'm sure that you are familiar with at least one: Sally Beauty Holdings, Proctor Gamble, L'Oreal, Modern Salon Magazine, Celebrity Hairstyles, New York Fashion Week. Hey, you got to have heard of one of those, right? Sandi, it's a privilege and a pleasure, and we want to thank our friend Mary Wink, who's here with the Ultimate Skincare and Beauty Report, who has connected us because she is definitely one of the best people we know. Thank you so much for sharing your shine with us, Sandi.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's such a beautiful day today.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, after the winter we've gone through here in Boston, I survived. Okay, I survived the winter of 2015. Oh, my gosh. I can't even believe it. I was wondering if the ground still existed out there. I felt like I was in a tunnel all winter. Oh, but now that the weather's better, you know, we want to look our best. We want to get our hair and our fashion and style and do the things that are going to help us be excited about this great season. What are some color? I tell you, it seems like color just has no bounds anymore. What are some of the new hair color trends for spring and summer that are coming up this year, Sandi?
Well, one of my favorite techniques is called pixel. This technique incorporates spring colors into your existing styles. The design is futuristic and captures the spirit of high-tech fashion. This blocky design is staggered on the side of the head where it's flatter and near the crown. This is a unique finish to your ensemble. Some of the hair colors most popular with this hairstyle are hemlock, violet tulip, plastic blue, cayenne, orange, sand, paloma, radiant orchid, dazzling blue, and of course the color of the year, marsala. Always remember, when coloring your hair to a specific color or design, seek a partner that is a professional colorist. I'm also seeing a lot of redheads. Instead of an all-over highlight or all-over one solid color, there are hidden or slight little accents within the hairstyle that create interest. These color techniques create a visual color as well as texture.
Now, it's interesting because you said a lot there. I know just even the other day I was jogging and I saw someone with bright pinkish purple hair, and I have seen a lot of people that have that deep red hair. One of my favorite new shows, Dig, there's that one of the characters has this bright red hair. It just seems to me that people are more daring and they're more bold for spring. But you said something about making sure you have a professional. What these colors, how does that, you see a lot of celebrities changing colors to bright platinum blonde and, they go dark. What does that do to your hair? And don't you have to be careful when it comes to, safety, because that can be strong, can it be, for when you change your whole color like that?
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's why I say that you should partnership with a professional colorist. One of the things that you said that's very interesting to me, and I'm glad you brought it up, is the condition of the hair. There are many people that I will say, no, I'm not going to do your hair color again until we get it in better condition. There's no way you can go from a dark, almost a black, and a lot of the colors that go in with that black color would be your orange, your cayenne, marsala. And if you have such a bright color like that, there's certain ways you have to take that out of the hair. So the darker the color or the brighter the color, to bring that natural, it's colored hair, up into a platinum blonde or even a lilac with blonde is a process. There are new conditioners that you can use to add into your mixture of color or bleach. I usually like to say decolorize, because if I say bleach, the client gets up and goes running from the building. But
yeah.
It's really important to find a professional. Also, with the celebrities that you see, a lot of people do not realize that those are wigs or hair pieces.
Wigs or hair pieces. Interesting.
Yes. Many hairstyle or celebrities wear hair pieces. And because I have a no compete or no reveal clause in my contracts, I can't tell you who they are.
Wow, but this is good to know, because sometimes I think we have these unrealistic expectations. Oh, I see that in a magazine and I want that for myself, and who knows if it's even real. But for those people that want to change and are daring and bold, especially during that spring and summer season, which I think really brings out people to inspire change, just like the seasons change. It sounds like we're all doing the same thing. You as a professional, and you're also a makeup artist, are there certain things that you look for in the skin color, the tones, the color of the eyes? Like for me, I have the brown eyes and, that kind of medium skin tone, and somebody else might be really fair and want something that you could say, look, that's not going to bring out the best in you. But if you want to get a little on the edge, how about this? How do you determine those types of things, Sandi?
Well, first of all, what I do is I listen to the client. I ask leading questions, not something that can be yes or no. I ask them, what are you looking for? And we look at pictures. It can be on your iPad. It can be anything, or your phone. So I actually talk through what the client is wanting. I repeat back to the client what they're saying, but I interject what I feel they should have. For instance, you're saying that you have brown eyes. If you have very dark eyebrows, and I call myself vintage, not old, but if you are a little bit vintage and you have a few little creases that are coming in, your skin is lighter, the last thing you want to do is put a very dark hair color on that client. It makes them look like Elvira. Then you really
no
have to go
Elvira
with
for me, okay? I'll just watch her on TV.
No, that's not a good look. But there are different skin tones, meaning warm and cool, just like your water faucets. It's not so much whether the skin is light or dark. It's whether your skin has more pink or more yellow. 90% of the population, well, 99.9%, is a yellow skin tone. Now, anyone that has a yellow skin tone looks extremely good. Think of the color wheel. What looks good with yellow across the color wheel is violets, pinks, anything that counteracts the color that, like the yellow that you have in your hair, in your skin tone. If you have pink skin, think of your body as a color wheel. Anything that has pink in it, you look excellent with a pink that has a little bit of yellow or an orange. Anything that is a yellow-based color with pink skin looks superb on you. So that's why it's really great with all these new colors, like your violet tulip. That counteracts the yellow in your skin. Placid blue, that counteracts the yellow. Orange, that would counteract the pink in your skin. The dazzling blue, that's going to counteract the yellow in your skin. So just think of your body as a color wheel, and you'll do great.
Yeah, you really have to be an artist. All of these pieces together, which is why you're the expert, because the common everyday person, such as myself, we want a result to achieve that feeling. But we have no idea what goes into the color tone, the undertones, the hair, the textures, all these things you're talking about. Now, I want to get into some of the styles, and I know braids are really big. It's amazing. It's like the Viking show. Everybody's got the braids back. But, seriously, there's so much more to go into. I have to ask before we move on, what are you seeing for ages? I know you work with all age groups. You work with celebs. You work with all groups of people and skin colors and races and creeds and all of that. But are you noticing certain things in different age groups when it comes to the color or not?
It's across the board. It's very eclectic. When I see a client that it depends on their job. Say, for instance, if you're at Starbucks, you can wear anything. The more avant-garde, that has a little bit of personality, it's extremely good. That's how you can show your personality. If you are a little bit more vintage, as I like to say, you work in a lawyer's office. You can have some little hidden pieces of vibrancy that would consider giving your hair texture, but you need to have it in an area that would be more of a convertible or hair color design, or a hair design, I should say, that you can wear several different ways. In the morning, you might want to jog, you can pull your hair back, you can have some really cool looks. But during the day at work, you need to have more of a conservative look. Just think about it this way. If we see, for instance, a lawyer or a judge, we like to see a little bit of gray in their hair. It adds wisdom. But since the economy has changed, a lot of our clients are competing with very young people. So a lot of older or vintage people that used to never have hair color have hair color now. It gives them ability to compete with the younger.
Fascinating. I mean, really, it's amazing to me. Well, it shouldn't be, because we usually, I think psychologists say you make a first impression or an impression of someone in the first 5 minutes or so. And part of that palette that we all have is our hair and our color and the texture and what we're wearing, and as you say, our profession. You know, it's all telling a story. It's just so much fun to listen to what you do in your job and how deep you go into bringing all the facets and talents and wisdom, which, you know, you can only get experience through time, which is why, you know, the amount of time you've had in this business and just been named in so many prestigious awards certainly is a testimony, you know, to what you're doing right. And obviously you're a good billboard because you look just amazing. You would never know you've been in the business 30 years. When it gets to, you talked about the cut, and you talked about pixels, and then would you call it what was the style again? Pixel, and then there seems to be this other trend with braids. Can you talk about styling hair or haircut lengths, what you're seeing there?
Hair color lengths or hairstyle lengths. One of the things that I like to do is have the client stand up, or I look at them as I'm leading them back to my chair. There's 3 focal points: the head, the torso, and the legs. A very important thing to do is look at the client, make sure everything balances. If the client's neck is very long or longer than normal, you cannot cut that hair very short. It will make their neck look even more pronounced and even longer. One of the things that you need to remember, is it a man or a woman? If you have a bodybuilder, you want that hair cut short. It accentuates their neck. When I look at a client, remember that not everybody sees you from the front, the side, and the back. So the haircut and style should look just as good from the front and the side and the back. So what I'm doing with the hairstyle, whether it's long or short, it needs to accentuate every part that is a good part of that body that you really want to show up. The other end of that, if there's something that a client doesn't like, you mask it. Draw the eye to a beautiful part of their body. Some people, they're just very exotic looking. So it's important to show up how they're so exotic. It could be a very short style. It could be a very long style, only a different type of color. You need to really remember that if you have a very predominant hair color, the haircut must be calmer, or vice versa. Otherwise, you're going to get a very mixed message. Did I answer the question that you asked?
Oh, my gosh, yes. I tell you what, I am overwhelmed. I've just learned more, and I'm sure the listeners have too. In 15 minutes to 18 minutes with you, I just can't believe how much there is to this, which is why if you're out there and you're feeling like, you know, I'm just not getting the result I want, or I'm going to my hairstylist and I'm telling them something, but, you know, I'm walking out the door and I'm just not getting what I visualized. I think as we're all listening to Sandi talk about what she does behind the scenes to get that, you know, she asks more questions than she tells things. She really learns about each individual to customize the best look for the person, and that goes into the texture and the color and standing up and all views, and oh my gosh, there's just so much to it. So I think, if anything, you've inspired me to have hope, you know, that there's always an opportunity, okay, to have things coming better, because it may be you just haven't had the right stylist, you know, and certainly listening to you is giving us a whole new standard for what that's all about. But talk about braids a little bit, because that's everywhere, isn't it?
Oh, it is so predominant right now. Some of the models on the runways have a very strong middle part, and they have their hair sleeked back at the nape of the neck. It's secured with a rubber band, and a great little tip if you're doing this on your own is hold your head back while you're brushing your hair back into the ponytail, and then when you rise your head up, you don't have those buckles underneath the ponytail. A really cool way to do that, which is I find it inspired by the ballerinas, the very soft feminine ballerina bun, is you will have that hair at a ponytail down at your neck. You're going to braid the hair into a common 3-strand braid, and you will secure it with a rubber band on the end. And what you're going to do is take that hair and move it horizontally so that it should look like a barrette. Then you're going to place the hair with ponytails to the head. One of the little other things that you can do is take that take the bobby pin, and on one side of the bobby pin, you know how it has the little ridges and the other side is smooth? Okay, the side that has the ridges, I want you to turn it up, sort of like a fish hook. And when you put that bobby pin down into the hair, it won't come out of the hair as easy, and it just secures the hair a little bit better. That's a hairdresser tip.
Well, that was worth the price of admission just there with that bobby. Hey, see what I mean, people? This is why you have to listen to the show, because you heard it here. I would have never known that. That's unbelievable. And you do videos and you have pictures on your website. Let's give people, let's just stop before we continue on, to let people know, because visual learning for all this is so terrific. How do they get to your website?
My website is Sandi, Sandi, Arensman, ARENSMAN.com.
Okay, great. And they can find all your social media, Facebook, Twitter, and everything there.
Right. And on that, you will see some videos that show haircuts, hair color, even the extensions. So I was just trying to give an eclectic group of different types of videos so you can pick out what you want and always contact me. If you don't want to go to those types of media, you can contact me at sandiarensman@gmail.com. And that really is my personal email to where I can get back to you immediately.
And you've also done some great interviews on Mary. Well, Mary Winkenwerder. I call it Mary Wink, just Mary Wink. But she's founder and editor of the Ultimate Beauty Report, and she has a web TV show and a great popular blog. And I know that I've watched you there in that interview with her, and you've well articulated, but I think watching you in person, you just learn so much more, because, you can see what you're talking about along with hearing it.
Yes, actions speak a million words.
Absolutely. So braids, so updos, where else were we at talking about with that?
How about curly hair?
Yeah, let's talk about that. What's the trend in that for the spring and summer?
Okay, so the trend, what I'm seeing right now is very organic, loose curl. Now, where you're going to see the fullness of the curl is from the eyebrow down, and you're going to leave the ends a little bit straight. This type of look is what I call from the 70s hippie vibe. Not only, think about when you had the fringe and the bell bottoms and a lot of things that are back in style right now. So how I would get that look is using styling spray, and I will spray that into the hair, dry the hair, use a flat iron, and create a loose curl by turning the curling iron from the right to the left. Now make sure that you leave the ends straight. The vertical sections you're going to take are about 2 inches by 4 inches with the flat iron. If you do want to use a curling iron, make sure that that curling iron has a big barrel, at least 1.5 to 2 inches round. At that point, I would use like a dime size of texturizing cream and maybe 1 pump of the Elixir Restore and Repair Oil. I always like to put those in my hands. I rub it in my hands and over the top, my palm and over the top of my hands like I would hand lotion. That allows you not to use too much of the product and just clump it in one area. What I'm going to do at that point is take my hands, fingers, and say like at the nape of the neck and follow up the crown, follow up the skull to the top of the ears. What you'll do is just gently shake that hair loose. It's going to be like ocean waves. You just shake it a little bit loose, the curls, and then you're going to apply whatever was still in your hands on the fuzzy end or just where you want to have those straight ends a little bit more pronounced and defined. This gives you a really glamorous, controlled chaos. So that's
like
one
that.
of the
so
things
would
I really
that
like
be
to
the beachy
see.
wave, Sandy? Would that be?
Yes, it is. The 70s beachy wave type of feel.
Wow. And how long does that take? How long does it take you versus how long it might take one of us out here trying to do it? How long do you think that would take for shoulder length hair to do that?
I always teach my clients how to do these styles, and it will take me maybe 20, no more than 30 minutes. I'll hand my client a mirror, turn the client around so that, say, their head is facing my large mirror. They have a hand mirror, and the client can look back behind me where I'm doing the hair, and they can actually see how to do the style. I do step by step. If that client comes back to me and says, I just can't reproduce this, I just hate it. So I'll have a boot camp, and I'll bring that client in. And we actually time the client to where she can get it down to like 10 minutes at the very most. You really want to train your client, or as a client myself, I want somebody to show me how to do my hair fast, easy, and beautiful looking. So maybe 15 minutes at the max when you get down to doing it yourself.
Wow. I just really think the greatest leaders are always the ones that, want to teach someone how to achieve the result. They don't want to hold all the knowledge themselves. They take great delight in knowing that the person that they're teaching can do it on their own. And it never fails, whether it's you in hairstyling or if it's a self-help guru or if it's a CEO or Olympic athlete. It really seems to me that there's common threads of character, and I can certainly see why you have made it into all these awards and who's who. And I tell you, I can understand why people wait in line for you, because I just feel like $1 million just listening to you, that you know so much just from I don't know how to describe it, just from looking and talking and understanding and making sure that the person feels comfortable. You're so service oriented. It's the lost art of service. Sandy, this is great. What about products? I mean, if we can't, we'd all love to bottle you as a product to have at home, but since we can't do that,
unfortunately, I would love that too.
You do that too, okay?
Yeah. Right now, and I have been working with these products for a long time, but my favorite products are number 4 professional hair care, and they smell amazing. My clients just love the smell. They're extremely concentrated. They're very affordable. And what I like to do is just show my client how much product you need. And because these products, number 4 professional, it's so concentrated, I find that my clients it takes them a little while to understand a little does better than a lot.
Wow. And it takes time to, I can't even imagine how many hundreds of products you've tried. How many hundreds of products have you tried, Sandi?
I have no idea. The last job that I was in was, as you said, Sally Beauty Holding, and I ran their test lab for them. And what I tested was about 200 products a year. So back to that, how many products have I tested? Only heaven knows. I know how many I helped bring out in L'Oreal and in Proctor Gamble professional side, but if I add them all together, I really don't know. I have had the opportunity to work with really great mentors, though, so I consider them a product also.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I like that. Just out of curiosity, and I know you love your job, it's clear to us that we can hear your passion in what you do, and you're obviously a lifelong learner as an expert in your field, and you have tremendous respect, which can only be earned the old-fashioned way. But is there something in particular that you especially love about what you do that's kept you in this business for so long?
Yes. There's several things, but above all, it's being able to be creative, but see someone just smile because they're so happy. It just amazing that I can have the ability to make someone's day. And it's just been my mentors. They have helped me, and you were saying about service-oriented. Yes, you can be taught that to a certain degree, but you do have to have the passion. And one of the other things that really stands out in my mind from one of my mentors is be bold and mighty. The mighty will come to your aid. Just step off the ledge, and there will be a point where someone will reach up and catch you. So never say never.
I love that. I believe that. Hey, and if we're all listening to the show, we're still here, which means we're not finished yet, and there's always a possibility for tomorrow. And things change in a moment, and I love that quote, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle, because somebody listening today, they might be at the five minute mark, so it's always a lot of fun. And I want people to be able to go to your webpage and the beauty report. There's some giveaways, aren't there? Do you want to let people know about that, or how people can win some of those awesome giveaway products that you and Mary have for them?
Mary, are you on?
Oh, I don't know that Mary's on. She might not be on the web. All right, well, wait a minute. Is this her? Let's see. Let's see if she's here. Is this you, Mary? Hello. You're okay. Well, I think we had a caller with a question, but that's okay. So I will say that we will send them to your website. Tell us that again, because you have the beauty report page there. Why don't you tell them how to get to your webpage again?
Okay, it's Sandi, Sandi, Arensman, Arensman, .com. I had to stop and think. .com. And there will be giveaway products of number 4, hair care products, and I know you're going to be as excited as when I use them. Just remember, less is more. When you use the shampoos, make sure you use a little bit and also have your hair very damp. They're gluten-free, sulfate-free, they're vegan, they're amazing products, and that's really what my clients are looking for, products that are health conscious and will not make their hair color fade. That's just huge to me, to be green and also have a great product.
Yeah, well, we're all with you on that one, too. And on Twitter, you're also at SandiArensman, and you can retweet some of those to win a chance for the number 4 hair care products. And then I think with the beauty report with Mary, there's a lot of things that she has going there as well. And we have the beauty report. Yeah. So you can find Mary at, it's the Ultimate Beauty Report. Just go to at Publicist. So that would be at BEAUTE Publicist, PUBLICIST, Beauty Publicist. That, and then you'll see Mary's smiling face there, and she has a lot of information on all of the free giveaways and working with you as well. And she's the best of the best people. Isn't she great? One of the most beautiful people inside and out is that Mary. So, and I'm so excited that she introduced us because I've learned a lot. I know the listeners have learned a lot, and I know that we're going to continue to learn a lot and connect with you. What a great show. What a very amazing talent and skill set that you have, Sandi. Really, really tremendous. And, wow, very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And do you have a lot of people? How do people work with you? Do you work with Skype? Do you do the pitch? I mean, you have clients all around the country, so can any of us be a client with Sandi?
Absolutely. What I do is I can either go on Skype, you can come visit me for a real hands-on experience, and just get a hold of me through email, Skype, Twitter, any of those. Mediums.
And where are you located, Sandi? Let people know where you're located.
Okay. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I had moved back from New York after I got through not liking their winters, but after doing a lot of Fashion Week, and I just really needed to get back to see that the ground was brown, not white.
Listen, I'm trying to move to Florida, okay? The house is on the market. After the winter I've had in the Boston area, I'm like you with New York. I'm going to Florida under the palm tree. You're in Texas. There's a whole lot of us that are feeling the same way, I think. But in Dallas, Texas, if someone's in Dallas, Texas, they can actually meet you in person and go to your salon. And where would that be, Sandi?
Well, I would definitely get a hold of me on my email because I am also a traveling hairstylist. If you would like me to come to your house and do your hair, I will do that because I do have some celebrities that they just don't have time. They're on the computer, they just got home from work. I may have to go over there at 7 or 8 at night. It allows the client to go ahead and put their kids to bed, work on their work that they need to, and I'm just there doing my thing. It really helps people when I do that. I also have some clients that they'll have like 3 or 4 of their friends and have a girl party over at the house. And
that's a great idea.
Right. You can come to my salon or you can contact me and I'll tell you where to go to the salon. The reason I'm not giving out the salon is because I have so many people that come in, stand around and talk, and the salon owner has, they just don't want that many people in the salon because it's not that big. After a while, and I'm on the road so much, I did sell my salons and day spas. So I really need to be polite to everyone that is in the salon. It's just the right thing to do.
And that's what we're about here. So it's all working. Sounds awesome. But we're going to get in touch with you, and I thank you so very much, Sandi. You've really given us a lot of information here in a very short amount of time, and I know you're going to get a lot of people that want to connect with you. And thank you so much for what you're doing. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you, Mary. Shout out to Mary. Yes, beauty publicist, we love you too. And everybody, if you have enjoyed this show as much as I know and trust that you have, please keep us going and growing by sharing this show with a friend. Of course, connect with Sandi. Find her at her website, Sandi Arensman, of course, and, find her on Twitter and Facebook and all of those great ways that you can connect with her. But if you can share this show with a friend on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, that would be great. We'd really appreciate that because that is how we can bring you great guests like Sandi. I also want to remind you that Authentic Leadership Day is May 20th, and for only a $10 donation, you can attend the HIT event that my friend Sean Dupron is sponsoring. It funds and supports Project Forgive. You've seen her on CNN. We have Bryant McGill, Jack Canfield. It's been endorsed by Desmond Tutu and so many others. You can just go to Project Forgive right there on Facebook and Authentic Leadership Day and register today for only $10. And it's just great to be another one of the supporters of so many other people that are supporting Sean Dupron's work and Project Forgive. And actually, we'll have Bryant McGill on the show next week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody. Go out, make it a great day. Be a blessing to someone, and the first one that's going to get blessed is going to be you. Thank you for being part of the Best People We Know family. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Best People We Know radio show with your host, Deb Scott. For more on Deb and her guests, plus her award-winning guidebook to transformation, The Sky is Green and the Grass is Blue, Turning Your Upside-Down World Right Side Up, go to Deb's website, greenskyandbluegrass.com. You can also connect with Deb for coaching or speaking, and sign up for Deb's free Mind Vitamin newsletter while you're there. So now you're one step closer today to your greatness. We look forward to being with you next time on the Best People We Know radio show.